Hello everyone and welcome to Seasonal Watch. Today we're watching Shinobi no Ittoki, episode 5. What happened last time? We had the Ninja Tools exam, where instead of actual studying and doing the test, the main part of the exam was actually stealing the answer sheet without being caught, which very much reminded me of tuning exam where the focus was on cheating without getting caught, using ninja skills to do it stealthily and everything. Oh, so yeah, they only needed one answer sheet, so they decided to team up. Ittoki, Koutetsu, Ryoko, and Kirei. I think that's their names. I think. However, it wasn't just them. Two other guys showed up, saying they were encouraged by seeing Ittoki in the mochi stuff before when he was fighting the Koga elites. So decided to join even though they would be looked down upon. And that's fine. Bigger group. Is it though? We'll get to that, because then we had the whole strategy to try to get the exam. Kirei and the two guys end up being distraction when we end up alarming the teacher. Well, and then Koutetsu went to help them because the Koga guys showed up as well. And then Ryoko and Ittoki took the exams using the Saiga clan's new invention. Basically, the inventor of the group, really, just bring out all kinds of different gadgets. But the Koga guys just left shortly after showing up, so that was suspicious. Turns out that they left because the mission was concluded. The answer sheet Ittoki and Ryoko got was not the correct one. They had switched it out before. Well, that sucks for them, even though Ryoko was able to ace the exam anyways, because she's very smart. Especially about ninja tools, like, she knows everything there is to know. But how did they know which sheet they were gonna try to steal? It's almost like there's a traitor. I wonder who could it be? You know, not like we have two new guys that joined us recently that we don't even have their names yet. No, it could be anyone. Could be Kirei. Could be Ryoko. Could be Koutetsu. But most likely it's at least one of the two new guys. Who knows? Maybe we'll be surprised. Meanwhile, Tokisada was investigating a Koga factory because he got some information from the Saiga leader, Ryoko's dad, about a plan they were trying to do with the Ninja Corps. A plan they were trying to do that they wanted the Saiga clan to work on, which was insane. But they were really short-handed, low funds, so they were stuck against the wall here. And even though one of the public safety, I don't know what to call those people, the national stuff, were keeping an eye on Tokisada. He's just amazing. He can slip in, and once she tried to come after him, he got her caught. And while he just left, all fine. So he did find some information and left something in return. So for some reason, they ordered 100 pieces of that Saiga prototype that he was working on. That's weird. But hey, at least he got some extra funds there to work with, right? So yeah, now we know a bit more about the Saiga clan. There's something going on the background for the Koga clan. And we even saw at the end that they found a chip on Tsubaki that supposedly committed suicide, but maybe it wasn't. So yeah, now we have a traitor to find. Hopefully they don't stretch that, and maybe we'll see more of Tokisada and the national group stuff looking to the Koga clan. But that's all I got. So, as a reminder, This is a timer reaction, which means you sync up your own version with mine and we'll watch it together. I'll try to add some scenes here and there, but don't expect much. And with that being said, let's get started. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh yeah, there's also Suzaku, that he was saying he was gonna stay back there and go in when the time was right. Oh yeah, is this the old leader that was assassinated? So if that's the case, he was actually close to the old leader. That's so my bad, because I thought was just he just took in what the older people were saying and didn't actually create an opinion of his own, but maybe he did. Maybe he had his own feelings for this. That's why he was so angry when we first met him. Unlike his father, I think, who was able to hold it in, he was having a hard time holding it back. Okay. That makes it a bit harder to get him to join us. Not impossible, but yeah, and she's just having a hard time trying to follow Tokisada. Like, this music, it's fine, but doesn't really bring any excitement, really. I don't know how to explain it. It's just as expected. The main characters. Okay. I wonder if we're ever gonna leave the Ninja Academy. Huh. Okay. Nemoto is that one. Now, is Nemoto the traitor? Which means you're in trouble. And remember, this is the safest place for Ittoki, right? Every year there's 1 or 2. Maybe 10? That's a slight difference. Yeah, I agree. Hey, you did too. Remember the options you have here, buddy. Suzaku. Very direct. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're looking to the Koga clan as well. Like the Saiga clan. Okay, the previous leader changed that. See, he actually seems like he was a good guy. Now, why did somebody in the Iga clan betray them to make Koga clan an enemy? Yeah, I was asking the same question, girl. Yeah, because of that. But yeah, but why would they want that? I'm curious to learn. Yes, I'm with you. I also want to figure out what's going on here. I just realized his voice. He's the voice of Nanami in Jujutsu Kaisen, the voice of the god thing in To Your Eternity. It's a very nice voice. Oh? What about Suzaku? Really?
見ての通り、私はいつ死ぬかもわからぬ体だ。甲賀を誰が継ぐべきか。
So, are you think Suzaku's gonna be? Yeah, fine. And he did look up to Kishinmaru. Now the question should not have him take it the war route. Yeah. Try to think of the reason why. Yes, okay. So... Oh, we have more people with us now. Okay. But yeah, our little group is increasing, even though we still don't know any other guy's name. We do know Nemoto, which is the one that left. The prototype for disguise. Really? That seems very good.
内蔵メモリーに保存できる人物データが格段に増えたため、旧学生寮のほとんどの人に変装でき。でもいいよ。遠慮なさらないでください。変装用人具は学園で支給されていませんから、甲賀の方々も使ってくるとは思わないでしょう。きっと役に立つはずです。
Yeah, because then he could be anyone. True. Yeah, she's a real friend. She's your bodyguard. Oh, you what? Okay, you're going on the fence. Yeah, like protect. That doesn't necessarily attack. I get what you mean, attack, so that you won't need to protect, I guess. Yes. Very much yes. Yeah. Yes, that too. Well, it might be refreshing to have a different viewpoint from his into this whole ninja thing. Might help out. I'm alive. And who's that? Like, it could be his mom. That's what I was gonna say. He's alive. Yeah, sure, was kind of... That is... I don't think that's going on in his mind at all. Oh yeah, the principal. He's an instinct fellow. He has expectations for Ittoki. He knows he's not there yet, but knows his potential. He has to wear the gear to get up there. Did not be scoured, did not kill, did not betray.
僕の父は忍者だったから死んだって聞きました。甲賀の当主は伊賀が殺したって言われて、だから今度は僕を殺すって言われて、それが忍者なんですか？
戦争、犯罪、人殺しのない平和な
Peaceful, no war crime.
そんなものは綺麗事だ。
Yeah, it's like an utopia. Like, everyone wants that, but it's hard to reach that. Really? Kishinmaru did... Oh, of course. He did Toki Sakuraba. I was about to ask that. Okay, so his father was also thinking that. That's not what I want to be. Yeah. Hey, he's following his father's footsteps. And sadly, both of those guys are dead. Both of them seem like great people. Like, actually looking for peace. Take the ninja core. It was actually... Oh, maybe a better surprise attack would have worked more, but hey, baby steps. Okay, new music. Yeah, she's a tough cookie to fight. From what we've seen so far, it seems that Suzaku is the top guy. Koutetsu is the second one, the top girl. So yeah, his training... and somebody's gonna mess with the trash. Yeah. A guy. Probably the traitor. So maybe it's not Nimota. Or maybe he's just lying around for moments like that. And they don't like the plan. Interesting. Coward. What is this plan that they all scared of that he's up for? Oh, it seems like he had some leadership abilities. They end the turn practical exam. Yeah. Ooh, Kirei looks good there. And of course he's sitting. Ninja tools to kill or injure. You can use ninja tools for other stuff. I like this music. Bajra and Kundali. Yeah, see, they had the paper. Yeah, your ambush got ambushed. Hey, free ninja course. Anyone? Yeah. Caught him. Yeah, the Koga Elite bullying. And he was there just waiting. Oh. He didn't talk. Was that Ittoki undercover? Yeah. Oh. Well then.
作戦完了だ。あとは俺がやる。
Oh. They also had the disguise. Was that the same tool that Ryoko had? And is that the Iga Clan's Ninja Core? Oh, is that the crazy plan that Suzaku had? Oh, come on, Koutetsu. Oh, it's down. But now we have Ittoki going against Suzaku. And like I was just saying, he's a top guy in the school. And meanwhile, Ittoki was probably one of the bottom ones. Classic underdog story, you know? You think he knows? Until like a month ago, he didn't even know about ninjas. Okay, don't think about running. You think he knows? Are you gonna be able to talk to him?
痛みを知らなければお前たちは同じ過ちを繰り返すお前みたいな奴が繰り返すんだ
Yeah, you true.
殺していい理由なんかあるわけない辛くても我慢するんだよそれしかないんだよじゃなきゃもっとたくさん
Yes, you're basically just fighting fire with fire and just building a bigger flame. Yeah, he's kind of blinded by rage here, but it's kind of like Shinobi is blade and heart. Suzaku has a blade part down, while Ittoki has a heart part down. They just need to combine that. Okay. Wow. That was actually very well done. See. Was it? What was that sound? Was it like the end of the exam or something? But yeah, he knocked out in front of Suzaku. Suzaku could very well kill him there. But he didn't. Oh, and Koutetsu was just holding on until she saw him waking up. Yep, she's very loyal. Look down on the bottom of her eyes. Yeah, it is a bit. Yeah. They almost blew themselves. No, technically they blew themselves up, but they almost killed themselves for this part 2 of trailing him. Air ducts again. Oh, that's Kishinmaru. What are they doing? Are they trying to, like, rebuild him? That's kind of hard when you're the best. He was basically showing her the information. Like, instead of her trailing him to find out more about him, he was showing her the way to give her information. Probably. Like, too much kindness can hurt. But what? What's going on, Kire? Ah. There it is. Yep. We didn't have just one traitor. Now, before I think, like, I don't remember if it was in the first episode or in the second episode, that it was curious that we never got her clan, her last name. We just got the name Kire. Yeah. After that, I still chose to believe her. But yeah, it was very suspicious that they're at the end. And she was warning Ittoki. Well, just gotta take this in while we have a depressed Koutetsu. She's never gonna take that mask off, is she? Like, I can't imagine, like, at the bash, she's still wearing that. That's just stuck there. After credit scene? Nope. I guess the after credit scenes came before the credits this time, with Kire and Suzaku there. Now, yes, we had the obvious traitor as being one of the boys. I'm not really sure which one of the boys. I guess the other Yamata left early, and then the other one was a traitor. But, so, very obvious. But at the same time, props to them, because they also had Kire there. So it kind of makes Ittoki put his guard down, because, like, we found a traitor. It's all good now. Not really. Because it seems like Kire still works for Suzaku. Now, I am curious why. Because we got the reason why the other guy was working for him. Because basically his clan was going to be destroyed by the Koga clan, which clearly Koga clan is a superior clan and everything. It's just like blackmailing him. Now, what about Kire? We know really nothing about her. Like, we don't know last name, we don't know her clan. She showed us around and everything. Helped us, I guess, the Koga elites when we first showed up. When there was a threat at school, at the cafeteria, she left us. She ditched us. But then there was also the scene after the mochi thing when Ryoko was praising Ittoki. And while she didn't put into words exactly, she seemed to agree somewhat. Not at the same level as Ryoko, but yes. I feel like that's what really made me put my guard down with her. But then we had the end of this episode where, even before meeting Suzaku, she kind of gave a warning to Ittoki how his kindness is gonna bite him in the ass someday.
お前
おー、おひさ元気か元気だよね、その様子じゃ。よかったよかった。
おいおい何見てんだ。
ごめん、休養ができる気がしてきた。ごめんね、一時くん。一時くん。
誰にやられたの？
すんごい凶暴な猫がね、シャーって。嘘。甲賀のエリートくんたちがね、輪郭もやられちゃった。一時さん、素敵な方ですよね。素敵っていうのはちょっと恥ずかしくない？
事情を聞いたらそんな風に言えないよ。
優しいね、一時くん。そんなんじゃいつか後ろからガブッとやられちゃうよ。
お前にはまだやってもらうことがある。
はーい、なんなりとお申し付けくださいませ。須崎様。
So yeah, we do still have a traitor, and we, the viewer, know who it is, but Ittoki and Koutetsu have no idea. And I'm very much curious on why of this. Yeah, she seemed like such a fun character, but yeah, I really need to understand this before I can decide on what I think about her, really. But yeah. Anyway, Koutetsu is like really loyal. She's right in the right, like ride or die, but no, she would be down even for ride and die. Like, she's very much a bodyguard, always looking around him, always at his side, him wanting or not, help him train, which maybe is what helped him against Suzaku, because honestly, he pulled out some impressive stuff against Suzaku at the end. And he was able to survive that long, too. Now, he seemed to hit the ninja core, which I think might have stopped Suzaku. So maybe that's what it was there. But yeah, Suzaku maybe having a change of mind there. Meanwhile, Koutetsu was down to actually fight Suzaku, even though he would propose a challenge and she would be fine with both killing and being killed, because that's the ninja way. Instead, she was fighting basically the rest of the Koga elites, and they chose to, instead of fighting her, to just blow up the building with all of them in there. Yeah, they chose that instead of fighting her like, what, 5-8-1? So yeah, Koutetsu is very impressive, and after all that she was stuck on the rubble, she still stayed by Toki's side until he woke up. Like, she had bags on bags on her eyes, yet she still stayed there. And once he woke up, then she got her energy drained and fell unconscious, because she was holding it in to be on by Ittoki's side. Like, she's a real one.
今回は抜ける。じゃあお互い頑張ろう。
これでいい。裏切り者もこれで何もできない。
何自然に入ってきてんだよ。
実技試験、こっちから攻める。
いや、何言ってんの？
私がスザクを叩く。
は
あ？あの殺意は本物。あなたがあいつと戦ったら確実に殺される。
私はあなたを守れとユミカさんに命令されてる。
そういうのは関係ない。お前だって殺されるかもしれないだろ。
いつでもそう。
だからお前、俺なんかのせいで死んでもいいのかよ。
それが忍者。
スザクが褒めてたぜ。俺たちが束になってもお前にはかなわねえんだと。死んでも逃がさねえ。
みんな
よかった
骨折。
自分もボロボロなのにずっとつきっきりだったんだよ。
And then we have the whole thing with Suzaku, Kishinmaru, Ittoki, and his dad. All of them seem to have the same kind of idea. The problem here is that Suzaku is blinded by rage with Kishimaru's death, so he's going after Ittoki very much. But seems like all of them agree that like the pain is not worth it. Like you killing is not the right way, and they really looking for peace and everything, and they do not want to become the assassin type of ninjas, because ninjas very much are stealthy, but they can be assassins and basically information collectors, like stealing information, just spotting the enemy's plan and everything like that, disguise and stealth. So you can kind of go both of these ways. Many times ends up having both of them, but they all these four seem to agree that they don't want to be the assassin. Well, at least until Kishimaru died, then Suzaku is kind of fluctuating there, but who knows? Maybe he's gonna go back to that at the end of the conversation he had with Ittoki. Because when Ittoki fell unconscious, he very much could have killed him there. I mean, why wouldn't he? He was going after him earlier, so that was a perfect moment. Yet Ittoki woke up on the bed. There is hope for Suzaku. And I wish there's hope for Kirei as well, but we'll have to see.
君やこれから生まれてくる子供たちにはもう手を汚してほしくない。
僕にもお手伝いさせてください。
大丈夫か？
僕は鬼神丸様のことを本当の意味で理解できていなかった。どうしてあんなにも平和を求めたのか。失う痛みを知っていたからだ。痛みを知れば人を傷つけようとは思わない。これで確実に桜庭一時を仕留める。
本気か、スザク。
亡き鬼神丸様に命を捧げろ。人殺しはお前だ。黙れ。痛みを知らなければお前たちは同じ過ちを繰り返す。お前みたいな奴が繰り返すんだ。人を殺していい理由なんかあるわけない。辛くても我慢するんだよ。それしかないんだよ。じゃなきゃもっとたくさん誰かが傷つく。そんなの絶対に嫌だ。お前のことは嫌いだ。でも人殺しにはなってほしくない。どういうことだ。何のために俺たちは。すまない。
So yeah, we kind of cover the traitor while still revealing the traitor, like that's still being relevant. Suzaku is becoming a very interesting character. Is morally conflicted. Yeah, I think that's the best way to describe him. So hopefully he goes to our side at some point, but until we get more proof, he's still very much an enemy. And then we have the whole thing that the Koga clan's doing with Kishimaru's body. Maybe they're trying to recreate his body, like recover him, revive him somehow. Which would be nice, but considering how different his ideal is from the rest of the Koga clan so far, I don't know if that's really their plan there. So there's still a lot to look into that, as well as the Iga clan, because the traitor we have. Apparently traitor is very common in the nature world, but yeah, the supposed traitor in the Iga clan that killed Kishinmaru, which made this whole war start. Like, Kishinmaru seemed like a really cool dude. I'm still trying to figure out why the person killed Kishinmaru. And so is the national security group thingy. So I'm curious to find out all this stuff about Kirei, about the Iga guy that killed Kishimaru, and all that. What they are doing to Kishimaru. So there's a lot of mysteries, a lot of questions that we have to uncover. And I'm here for it. So yeah, I think that's all there is to say. So without further ado, see you next time. Bye!